Sagittarius. Welcome to your April Aries season reading. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Trying to stay as sane as possible right now. This is going to be a general reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Just some heads up, because this is a general reading, only take what resonates. If you align with certain messages, great. If you don't, that's fine. Leave them on the table. Don't try to force any of the messages. I've also found, as I've been doing the readings, some of them, this is your general reading, so I still plan to do a separate love reading. But there have been some readings where relationship things popped up in this one, so if I'm talking about something and it feels more relevant to a relationship or vice versa, feel free to apply it to either situation. This particular reading has kind of been a little more fluid, let's say. So just throwing that out there. Although this isn't a love reading, there may be some love stuff, relationship stuff that comes through it. Alright? Didn't waste any time. Spirit, what messages do we have for Sagittarius? Messages for Sagittarius in Aries season. Okay, let's start with these bad boys. Alright, love this. 6 of Pentacles. Working in the flow, right? A sense of giving and receiving. 10 of Swords. Got some anxieties going on. 10 of Swords is good though. It can be a... Excuse me. Ooh. Excuse me. Oh, I was like, I know there's another one coming. 10 of Swords. Can be a rough card. It is a hard card to deal with. Oh. Oh my god, I hope that was on camera if you guys saw that. That card went flying. You had one flip in here too. There it is. There's the last one. I always get them in threes. It's the craziest thing. Oh my god, I wish you saw that. Like, this guy went flying across the table. So you have Knight of Wands, and then you also have the Sun coming out. Sun coming out on top of this 6 of Pentacles. Let's see. So we get a few more, and then we'll start talking about them. But yeah, 10 of Swords can be a rough card. I will say with this 10 of Swords, I do think this is more indicative of, oh, thank you, Spirit. This is more indicative of an ending. Are we, nope, we're going back in. I think, no, okay. I think that's good, that's plenty. Stand you back up, that was a mighty one. What did we get? Yes! Alright, then we have the Queen of Swords here, as well as the 9 of Swords. So I will say with the 10 and the 9, I want to say you guys aren't freaking out too much. I want to say that you guys aren't having... It's not like a big panic attack situation. And I say that just because of all the other cards you have in this reading outside of the 10 and the 9 of Swords. Because those can be some heavier energies. I don't want to say darker, but they can definitely be heavier. But what it looks like, the reason I don't think that these are affecting you as a whole, now they're still affecting you, we're going to talk about that. But as a whole, I want to kind of reinforce and really let you know that you are in a good place. Starting off with the 6 of Pentacles, you're in the flow. You're kind of taking, it's almost kind of like you're taking the hits, like as you kind of get the ball rolling, something happens, but you're like, it's okay, I can roll with this. Okay, so what can I do with this? How can I learn from this? What advantage can I take? All right, and I'm gonna apply this to the next situation, and I'll get this ball rolling, you know, and it's, you're just kind of keeping things moving, which is a good thing. We want to be present in the moment, in the flow, and kind of at this time, you know, everyone's kind of working without a whole lot of answers. So we're just kind of making the best calls that we can. And that's kind of what you're working with right now. And you're doing a great job at it. You might be feeling a little anxious about it, right? No one likes to deal with uncertainty, so there could be a little sense of that. Your sense of security could be being tested, being shaken, or, you know, you just don't know what it's going to look like in the future. Things are definitely going to be changing because of what, you know, the world is going through. And, you know, there can definitely be some, like, ooh, about that. Knight of Wands, another beautiful card to have on your side. It is a natural fire card. same energy as you, so a beautiful thing to tap in. To me, this is always a card about action and impulse, right? And again, these are two beautiful cards to have on your side, because here you are kind of feeling it out and having good instincts on what you should be doing, where you should be, all those kinds of things, and then here you are acting on it. So these two cards doing a lot for your favor, and this is what's kind of surrounding this internal kind of mental conflict. So you are doing well, no matter what you're feeling, no matter what you're worried about or anxious about. If you are about anything, know that you are in a good spot and you're making the right moves. Okay, so take that as confirmation from spirit. Like, things are gonna be good, things are gonna be okay. You also have the Sun card coming out over this Six of Pentacles. The Sun, most positive card, most optimistic card. It's a super powerful card because you can't mess with the Sun. It literally gives us life and vitality. Having it come out above the Six of Pentacles tells me you're feeling the right things. Your instincts are leading you the right way. You know, you're taking the right hunches. Your instincts are on point. They're leading you towards the Sun. They're leading you back towards normalcy and life and anything that kind of lights you up. Definitely taking to a place where it's easier, right? Queen of Swords. So this is a very direct energy, and I think this is kind of reinforcing kind of your own, let's say, personal commitment to these energies that you're really tapped into. Because the Queen of Swords is all about discernment. She's very clear, and you know, as much as there's a lot of gray area, you know, in this world right now, she's very black and white. She's like, yes or no. Are you doing that? Stop deciding. Do it. Is it good or bad? Oh no, that doesn't serve you. That doesn't support you. Ignore that. That doesn't feel right. Ignore that. This gets you somewhere. This shows progress. Do this. Like, she's very black and white, and I think that's because these decisions you're making are quick, because they're all impulsive, right? You get the feeling, you make the decision, you stick to it, right? So these three energies now are really working together, and they make a perfect trio right now for this situation. And then you look at the 9, and then it gets lessened. The 10, and it gets lessened to a 9. Now, I do want to say I don't necessarily think this is like you're not taking a step back, you know, going from the 10 to the 9. What I do think it shows the lessening of any like severity you're feeling, right? And not that it's going from a 10 to a 9. It's totally going to go further than that. Because to me, the 10 is more indicative of just an ending. You know, the old ways are done. The old ways are done. If you used to tolerate something before this moment, and it could have been anything. Like, if I use COVID-19 as an example, you could have been tolerating a shit job that, you know, you didn't care about, didn't fulfill you, or didn't treat you or respect you right, didn't take advantage of your skills, you know, all those kind of things. If you had friendships or relationships, you know, that again didn't treat you for what you were worth, or didn't see or recognize your value, those kind of things, those things that did not serve, right? The things that the Queen of Swords would be like, yeah, no, bye, we're not doing that, it's a waste of time. You've reached a point where that's over now, and part of that is definitely, you know, could definitely be helped by COVID-19. It kind of forced those things to go away, you know, especially if you take my example about work. Like, most of us aren't working, so that's like the universe, like, this really isn't worth it. Let me just take this from you and give you a moment to kind of analyze again and to reassess and kind of make some new calls now that some of these obstacles have been removed, right? If it's a relationship, if it's maybe certain acquaintances, now you're in isolation. So again, we've taken those away, so you have this moment to kind of think and look over them. Even if this is family, right? This could even be daily habits. Everyone's personal routine has been thrown out of whack. So now, okay, let's piece together a new one, okay? Like, it's fair, it's very that type of energy. Because, again, now you're kind of free and flowing, so the right opportunities can come in, right? So this 9, this is probably the more uncomfortable of all the cards. Even though the 10 is heavier, to me this is just more indicative of the ending of the things that kind of made you feel this way. This 9, I think, is just showing the uncertainty, the anxiousness. I always nicknamed this card my nightmare card, because I've legit have pulled it in readings and people have been suffering nightmares and this card shows up. So that's the main reason why I call it my nightmare card. But it deals with anxiety and worries and mental stress Things that a lot of times our subconscious process out as nightmares. So to me, this is just kind of showing the stress over what's happening. And I think a big part of this reading is confirmation that don't worry about the choices you're making, because you're making some smart calls, whatever you've been doing. And I will say, even if you're like watching this, but like, yeah, my call has been to like sit on the couch and eat and drink all day. You know what? Maybe that's what you need in this moment. And maybe you're not going to do that forever. Let's just take a couple days, and then start planning again. What is post isolation going to look like? What's post quarantine going to look like? I have this moment to envision everything. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Now my tongue. Look at that. Even looking at the bottom of the deck. Page of Swords, that's my creator, my rebel, my free thinker, my problem solver. Ace of Pentacles, creating a new route to this abundance, something that's growing and blossoming, bringing us more coin. You can see the roots coming out of this one. Again, we're planting some seeds in this time. Four of Cups. Now, as much as this is a sad card, I actually love this card. Because the Four of Cups, and I think this is why it came out last, because now it's kind of sitting with this Nine of Swords. The Four of Cups, you kind of always see this figure, and they're always looking at 3 cups, right? If I do this, you know, you've got this poor girl all sad and like, oh, look at my 3 empty cups. I don't have anything. I don't have what I want. I wish things were different. Why am I always stuck with these 3 empty cups? And if she would just tilt her head a little bit, she would see there's a perfectly full cup with a freaking rainbow shooting out of it right next to her. Like, these are not your only options. Sorry, I'm totally going out of frame. These are not your only options, Scorpio. Scorpio, why am I calling you Scorpio? I just did the Scorpio reading. That's probably why. And they had a very similar message. So might be a little connection there. Might want to check out the Scorpio video. But again, not your only options here with these 3 cups. There is a better one within grasp. Like, it's literally right next to you. Same thing, we're talking about the Ten of Swords. The perception and the thought that this is all you got, or I'm settling for this, or I can make this work, that is over. Now we're all that's been taken away, so it's kind of forcing you to look at this fourth cup. It's forcing you to find a better way, right? And then it's also giving it to you here with this Ace of Pentacles. Love, love, love. So we're still gonna pull some more cards, but I will say, if you're looking for answers or like, what do I do? What do I do? Continue to make choices. Act. Be engaged. You know, I will say, don't completely check out. Now, if this is a rest thing, then yes. But like, when it comes to what do I do though, if that's what you're asking for yourself, I would almost say just do. Just do. You'll just get there because you're already in the flow. And if you truly are just like, but I literally have no idea. One of the best things I always tell honestly, friends, clients, myself, one of the great things I always say is like, do a dream board, do a vision board, or journal if that's more your thing. But it's a way to kind of put all your kind of, you know, ideas and goals in a physical form, so you can kind of put it all out and kind of look at it and see it for what it is. And then if you're okay, clumsy hands, calm down. If you really can't, you know, see what it is you want, starting to like work through it, whether it's journaling and writing it all down, or if it's doing a dream board and like flipping through magazines and just finding pictures or words that inspire you. Clumsy hands, stop it. And kind of piecing them together on a board so you can kind of see them together. That's like getting the ball rolling, essentially. Love it. So it's literally like getting the ball rolling. So if you're literally sitting there like, great, you're telling me to plan. I don't know what to plan. I don't know where I want to go. I don't know what I want to do. Work it out. This is your life. You get to call the shots, right? No one's going to do it for you. You know, if you just sit on your couch all day, hoping that a job falls in your lap, hoping your rent gets paid, good luck with that. If you do find a way to make that work, though, you let me know. And then for your archetype, you guys got the underworld. Sounds a little sketch at first, right? Doesn't it sound a little creepy when I tell you, oh, you've got the underworld? And the picture really is just like the brush, like in between the grass. Like there's worms and beetles. I think that's just another beetle. Right? It's like all the little things running around below our feet. Because it is the underground. Hello. But, sorry, when you think about what that really means and what that I want to say telescopes. Why is my brain not working? What that telegraphs out, right? Telescopes. Oh my goodness. What is wrong? Don't even know. But it's, this, I want to say this to me can just example what we're going through, this whole traumatic kind of moment. It also can kind of resemble the nightmare. You think about the underground. It's dark, it's spooky. We don't know what's down there, right? We don't know what's necessarily crawling under our feet. We don't think about it. You could even take it further and actually take it to like an actual, like the underworld, like, thinking Hades and ghosts and spirits and all kinds of ooky spooky things, right? So I think what this card is really bringing, especially with the Nine of Swords coming up, like if we put these two together, they can kind of go hand in hand. It's kind of about being brave and dealing with these darker things, these darker thoughts, these darker feelings, emotions, fears even. And I almost want to say you don't want to be in denial of any of these things. Like if scary things are coming up and you kind of like I don't want to deal, I'm just going to push it off and make light of it and laugh it off and focus on other things. That's great. That's not a bad thing. Because we don't want to be overwhelmed and panic and freak out. That's where we get to the Ten of Swords and it just feels like crazy stressful. But for you, I think this card is really coming up as like, here's a moment to deal with this, right? Because I talked about in the Ten of Swords, it's the end of all of those things that made us feel uncomfortable or didn't feel good, didn't feel welcoming or inviting. We're at this point where we're not going to tolerate that anymore. So now you really have to face it. You really got to look it in the eye and be like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not dealing with you slimy, nasty worms. I'm not putting up with you beetles eating all my crops, right? Right? We're not settling for this anymore just because that's where we happen to be or what happened to be in front of us. You're like, I can totally get up and walk to something better. I can walk to another patch of grass that doesn't have all these nasties in it. But there is this kind of idea of kind of digging into those depths, right? Facing those fears, right? We talked about this nightmare card. And then doing something about it. That's the whole point of this energy around you, Sag, is that we're when I say we, I'm talking about spirit, not actually me. But it's about kind of pushing you. And you even really don't even need that much of a push. You're already kind of in tuned instinctively. But the biggest thing is to act. The biggest thing right now is you need to do. Even if it's just planning. Even if you can't make actual, or take actual action, towards something, at least to a certain extent. Plan it. Sort it out. Right? It's about making those decisions. Like, when everything resumes and, we get back to the new normal, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to go about it. It's about making an action plan. In a way, so to speak. So, dream boarding, journaling, just to put all that down, kind of laying it out for yourself, huge help. Huge help, especially if you're kind of listening to this and you're like, I don't know what the hell, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I just feel like being meh, and Lord knows I've been eating and all kinds of stuff. Like, oh my God, here I'm talking about returning home and return to the new normal. Look at what you got. Returning home. Look at that, returning home. I can't read the prompt, let me see. Oh my God, love it. Transition, life between lifetimes, and loving welcome. Love, love, love. So definitely a huge transition going on. That's a given. For me, this is about returning back to your sense of self. Returning back to your identity. I almost want to say, for those of you that kind of resonate with the settling and, putting up with the whatever job or the whatever relationships, all that kind of stuff, this is coming back to yourself. And you think about what happened to the world, like we're all at home, right? We're all forced to just kind of be with ourselves, so to speak. like you have nothing better to do than get reacquainted with what your desires and your needs and your drives and your focus and your passions are. I mean, duh. So that's what you should be doing right now. If you literally are watching this and be like, I wanted some actionables. What am I supposed to be doing? Look in the mirror. Get to know the person you see there, and not in a like, you just need to love yourself and have self-care. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. Do those things, but it's really it's about getting to know really what it is you need and want out of your life. Are you happy where you are? If yes, great. How do I maintain that? If not, also great. How do I fix it? Where do I want to be? Okay, what should I be doing to get there? Maybe it's not as simple as I just make a decision and it happens tomorrow, but now this is an opportunity for realignment for you. Okay. We're going to get one, well, maybe not one. We'll see what comes out. That's fun. How those cards just kind of get wedged up in there. We're going to get some divine direction cards for you. Oh, there it is. Oh my. Look at that. Birth. All about new beginnings. Tell you, when we get back to the new normal, you better know what your new normal looks like. Prompt reads, this is a time of new beginnings. Embrace the new life with open arms. Yes! I will say I love this for you because I think you're already ready for this. Right? Because we talked about this with the Six of Pentacles. You're already in the flow. You're already kind of going with the motions, taking action. That's exactly what you want to be doing. So keep doing that because I feel like you're already on the right track. The only reason I get soapboxy up here is because if you're like still like, I don't know what I should be doing, you're already doing it. So keep the momentum going. Don't stop. You know, because again, everyone's still in quarantine and stuff, so you may not see the manifestation of all these things, or you may not even be actually physically doing them yet, but you're getting to the point where you're like, this is what I'm doing. Once I get the chance, I'm doing this. I'm going to complete A, B, and C and check these off the list. Here's my to-do, right? All of that good stuff. So beautiful reading. Super, super positive. I'm loving it. With that said, I'm going to let you guys go. Have an amazing rest of your week. It's Wednesday today. Is it Wednesday? Yes, it is. Wednesday. Easter's coming up. So I was going to say happy Easter, but I don't know what we're all going to be doing for Easter. That'll be interesting. Haven't thought about that yet. All right, my lovelies. But as always, sending you love, sending you light, wishing you the best. As always, continue to stay safe. Remember, wash your hands. Stay indoors if you can. If you have to go outside, wear a mask to protect yourself and others. Just be responsible and take care. And I love you guys. Stay safe, and I will see you in your next reading. I don't know what is wrong with my speech tonight, but I'll see you in your next reading, Sag. Love you guys. Take care.